blush. It's very uncommon.
Yes.
All right, we're live now.
Yes.
Let me hit.
Yes.
Hello, everyone.
So,
I am pressing live on Instagram, so we're live on my Insta as well. Hello. It's
go
just
live.
Pablo today. We don't have any visitors, or we don't have any invitees. We've had so many people, and it was so amazing to share the stage with them, right? So,
First, I want to say, so I put it here on the screen. If you are looking at this and you want to say hi, you want to be part of this live, you could. You could just say hi. And we're going to be talking about moving to Mexico, moving to Riviera Maya. Uh, Hi, my name is Pablo Arias. And here, see,
it's Sylvia Galambushi. Hi
here
there.
Silvia Galambosi, and we want to help you make the decision. We want to help you showing you what's to live, what's to experience Riviera Maya. And if you have questions, we're super happy to answer any questions you may have. We have been doing this Facebook Live, Instagram Live, LinkedIn Live, YouTube Live for quite a few days. Yes, this is why we are here.
Exactly.
Um,
It's been always over 2 weeks that we went live almost every single day, sharing a lot of information about the scouting trip that we're organizing together with ExpatSi. They're a company who help to get people moved, basically from the United States to all kinds of different areas of the globe. And one of those areas or one of those countries is Mexico, where I live. I live in Playa del Carmen, which is in the Riviera Maya or the Mexican Caribbean. Um, and so they've been doing scouting trips to other countries and also other parts of Mexico in the past, but this is the very first scouting trip to our region, to where I live. And we're absolutely thrilled and honored to be part of this trip. And we very carefully handpicked not only the locations or the excursions and adventures, but also the experts that we're involving into this scouting trip at the last week of October.
And if anybody is thinking about moving abroad, I have to say that Riviera Maya and Mexico is it's one of the best places you guys can think of. I help people move abroad to Mexico, Costa Rica, Panama, Spain, Portugal. Uh, Maybe we should speak Spanish. Selena says that she does not
Look,
understand.
see, I can see that. Yeah. Well, we can try for a little bit.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Selena, estamos en un live, estamos hablando de cómo ayudar a norteamericanos y canadienses a vivir a México, Riviera Maya, y lo que estaba diciendo es que yo ayudo a gente a mudarse a muchos países alrededor del mundo, incluyendo México. Let's go back to English. So I'm always comparing. Like I'm always comparing what's to live in Riviera Maya, what's to live in Mexico City, what's to live in San Miguel Allende, which I love, or Panama, or Portugal, Lisbon, all of these amazing places. But I'm always comparing through the lens of somebody who is in the United States or Canada and wants to move to another place. And when it comes to places, I mean, Riviera Maya has a lot of different assets that makes it easier. I mean, definitely, if you're thinking about moving abroad for the first time, it's easier to move to Mexico. You're next door. You have a
Yeah.
short flight. There are
Yeah.
direct flights to many cities. In particular, Riviera Maya, Cancún, Tulum, Playa del Carmen. There's a lot of people that speak English. That makes it easier. There is also all of the infrastructure you can think of that you're used to. Like we were talking about Cancun, you have Costco. Like you got
Yeah,
everything
it
you
makes you feel home.
so you're taking this adventure, put it and giving all this adventure all of these different benefits, and also a vivid expat community that will help you. You can connect with other people. So I think this is when I'm comparing all the different countries where I help people move to. I think this is why Riviera Maya is so popular.
I think you're comparing places, which is nice. I'm originally from Hungary, so I'm from Europe. I lived in Germany. I've lived on board cruise ships for 5 years, traveling around the globe, visiting a lot of places. I spent a fair amount of time in New York in the United States, but I'm not comparing places anymore. It's so interesting. I've lived in Playa for 5 years now. It'll be 5 years in October, very soon. And I think once you find a spot that works for that stage of your life, and maybe it's never forever, because
Okay.
that word doesn't exist in my dictionary anymore. There's a decision that works for now until there's another decision that I have to take. Um, but I'm not comparing anymore because I have found a place that works for me right now. Playa del Carmen and the Riviera Maya, amongst all those things that you've mentioned, like logistically, it's very easy to approach specifically from the States, or the fact that a lot of people would speak English, so it's a soft landing. You'll have the community. A lot of expats live in the region as well, which again helps. You're in it. You're in it together. This is also something that I realize with my clients. I help people who are expats already to settle into their new environment, more from an emotional perspective. And I also help people with the decision making: is living abroad for me, or is it not for me? So this is what we realized, that coming to a region that has an expat community, people will feel, not alone in this. It's actually helpful. But then again, if you're a beach baby, this region is definitely for you. I attest to the most beautiful beaches around the globe. They're definitely here. If you're into ocean life, if you're into swimming, snorkeling, scuba diving, sailing, kite surfing, any of those activities, it's all available here. If you're into the jungle and more like sort of off-grid places, or you love nature, it's definitely for you. And if you still want a sort of a bigger city life with culture, with possibilities, Cancun has a little over 1 million people. And so it has everything. The whole region has everything. And yeah, I light up when I
It's
talk
very
about
interesting. So I
it.
started with the comparing different countries and why people would move to these countries and how Riviera Maya has a lot of things to make this transition a lot easier. And then you're coming from another point of like you don't have to compare. You live in Riviera Maya, you live in Playa del Carmen, and you're in love with that region of the country has to offer. So it's because I'm traveling all the time. I'm doing what you used to do, I guess. I'm kind of still picking places. I do believe this area has all the potential, but on top of it, it's got all the nature. It's got all the like the beach, the things, the activities, the community. If you're coming with kids, there are schools. If you have pets, it's a lot of things you can enjoy on this area of the country. Now, I'm gonna spice this conversation a little bit. You have something that you hate about living in Mexico. Something you don't like about living in Mexico.
Hate, I don't use the word hate because I think it's very strong. I don't think there's anything that I hate in my life in general. There are things that I dislike, yes. There are things that are not for me. Um, and what it's really hard for me to get used to, and it's something I talked to a really dear friend to yesterday. We were talking about this, that if you go to arrange an official process, let it be SAT, which is the local IRS, it's the local tax authority, or you go to the immigration office to take care of some paper, or you go to a bank to take care of your official thing. Depending on the agent that sits in front of you, you'll be facing different processes. So, and this upsets me still. It makes me feel frustrated still after 5 years. I don't think it's something that I will ever get used to, because they give you a set of papers, come back to arrange this process with this set of papers. And I collect all the papers. I go back the next day. I get to a different agent, and they're like, "You, but I don't need this. I need this and this and that." And I'm like, "What?" So this
It's
I
crazy.
really don't like. I really dislike. It really makes me frustrated. It makes me maybe even angry at sometimes. Like, no, and like, you told me, guys. No, it wasn't me. And I'm like, yeah, your office told me. So that's And I hear it's not everywhere in Mexico, but in this region, it's definitely something that you would realize in any of the official offices. And yeah, it's something to get used to. And you just
How
breathe
do
and
you
stay
couple
calm.
with this? How do you how do you do how do you do to make it better or easier on you?
Well, there are some things in life that you have control over, and then there are some things in life you don't have control over. So, how do I handle it when I arrive? I know that this might happen. So, I arrive with an open mindset. I make sure I do my breathing exercises and my walk before. So, I am calm and I'm accepting. There's not much I can do. Like, even if I get frustrated and angry, they're not going to change these processes for me. I know I'm very important in that world, but not that much. Like, they're not going to change it. So it's expectation, and accept them, and having the right expectations. Like, when I used to work in corporate world, the whole phrase of managing expectations was something that we always used, handling difficult cases. Like, I used to do part of like what you do, like shipment and all this. So we would always make sure that we set the right expectations. So I think in these situations, like, what's my expectation? My expectation is that they're probably going to mess up. It's probably going to be difficult. It's probably going to take me the whole day. And then I just, okay, so it's happening again. I know this is what I was expecting. It's fine. Don't worry. I'll come back tomorrow with another set of papers.
It's so interesting because it happens in my business all the time where there is a defined process. This is the paperwork that I have to have and all those other. You know what? Something else is missing. Exactly what you were saying. And I noticed in Mexico, different offices, regional offices, different ports have different processes. So people will go online and say, what is it that I need to do to import my thing? You read something. Guess what? But it's different in Progreso, and it's different in Cancun port, and it's different in any different port, Manzanillo. It's different, and if you're crossing through the border with your shipment, it's different. And if you're doing immigration, could be different. But if you're doing it in Yucatan, Cancun, Merida, Playa del Carmen, all of these immigration offices in this region could be very, very different than if you're doing it in Tijuana or in Mexico City. So I totally understand. But something that I got from Jeff Natale yesterday, he had this file with lots of papers that he
Yeah, all
carries
the
around.
papers, all the
Yeah,
papers that they might need.
that's exactly what I do when I'm crossing borders.
Nice. Yeah.
I have the same, like in my truck, because I drive through Nicaragua, Panama. I drive a lot between borders. Um, I have in my truck. It's the same thing that Jeff had yesterday. It's just mine is green, like a bright green, with documents for my car, like 3 copies, my passport copies, my license copies.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's just you just have to be a little more aware of you're in a different country, you don't speak the language. You're gonna find an inspector that is not gonna be in a good day, maybe, or he's gonna be angry, whatever. He may wanna get you some money under the table, things like that. But once you have everything, you're prepared, you're showing that you are easy to deal with, smile. But something that I do also is I do try to smile a lot. I'm going through customs or through immigration at the airport. Hey, it's like the
Yeah.
super smiley guy. Here's my papers. Like you need my reservation from my hotel. Here it is. You need my flight back. Here it is. And do not let them think.
Yeah.
Let's just have everything ready.
Yeah.
And I know it's a lot more effort. It's an additional effort that you have to do. But trust me, something that could go in 5 to 10 minutes in a conversation through a customs or an immigration officer. It could be 5 minutes in and out, or it could be 2 hours waiting, and maybe paying a fine. And it's just
Yeah.
gonna, yeah,
Yeah. I think
it's
it's,
just
as you say, it's a lot of the attitude as well. Like, I do believe that the world mirrors back the attitude that you give to the world. So if you're being nice and smiley and humble, and like, you've then they'll be nice to you. They'll be nice to you. And it works here as well. Like, the police stopped me a couple of days ago. At night, I was driving home from Cancun, and the police stops me, and they're like, lowering the window. And I was with a
Oh,
friend, and he looks inside, like, "Where are you coming from? Where are you going?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we're just, like, we going coming from the airport. We're going home to Playa del Carmen. It's a beautiful night. I hope it's not a long shift for you." And he's like, "Oh," and then of course, like, "Okay, go have a nice evening." So a lot of times it's being kind that helps in these processes, though it was super difficult to stay calm and smiley when we were doing our immigration processes, the four of us, the whole family, with four different agents. And the four
oh,
different agents at the same time were putting us through in four different processes, four different paperwork that they needed, four different, yeah, it was,
oh, that's crazy.
it was crazy. And so this is why when you have the right specialist or the right experts to help you with these processes, like when we talk to Adriana Vela is our expert on immigration. So she will exactly know how to handle these things and how to make sure that anything they might need, like the pack that Jeff has, you have it. Also, it was interesting to listen to that even in the consulates in the United States,
Yep.
depending on which city you go, the Mexican immigration process might be slightly different. They might be asking slightly more in money or slightly less, and the process itself might be slightly easier or slightly harder. And so this is why it's amazing to have the right experts to move around. And as you do shipping, to set expectations and say, guys, this and this and it, don't even think about it because it's just not going to happen. And
I
for
think
Adriana to give that framework, and for me to tell them, don't expect you land here, you arrive, 6 weeks is honeymoon, 3 months maybe, but then these kinds of culture shock things will hit you. Don't expect this new life to stay as a never-ending vacation, because it's not like that. So yeah, a lot of times I think it's expectation management and just being around with the right attitude and the right mindset.
so. If anybody has a question about what's to live in Mexico, Riviera Maya, have any doubts, want to share here, we'll be happy to, touch on those topics. We're doing this Facebook Live just to open a window of opportunity for you to learn more about what's to live in this area in Mexico. And we're also wanted to invite you to a scouting trip. I'm putting that here. Putting that. Let me move myself. Yeah, I'm putting that here, right here. Uh, which starts on the October 27th and finish on the 31st. We're gonna have a lots of fun. We're gonna learn a lot about Mexico. This is an scouting trip that is specifically for you to experience Mexico, not just not just to travel and have fun or entertain yourself, but also experience areas, get to know about the legal requirements. So we're gonna talk about that in a little bit. And going back to our topic, let me move myself down. It's interesting that a lot of things could be fixed if you have soft skills, you have a good attitude. At least in my life, this has been, an door opening. Like it opened doors. They see in my work ethic, they see me smiling, they see me, and this has opened opportunities in many different levels. And some people may not. Some people do not have the skills or whatever, or maybe some are a little more quiet or whatever. But it comes down if you have a good attitude and you're smiling and you get people to work with you and for you, that's gonna smooth things, especially in a new country, especially in Latin America. Uh, this is the land of my brother, the land of my friend. I know such and such. It's a common thing
Yeah.
that you're gonna talk to, like, who knows, you talk to somebody in the coffee cafeteria, you ask them, hey, do you know anybody can do, replicate my keys, and that person is likely to say, my cousin does key copies. And this is very common in Latin America. And you need to understand this context because it's going to make your life easier. And this is good and bad because her cousin may not be a good provider. Understanding, for good or for bad, this is how business is done in Latin America. So when it comes to talking to an authority, when it comes to doing business, sitting down, breaking bread, building relationships is essential. While in the United States or in Europe, sometimes is how much is it? Is it does it have what I need? Yes or no? is it competitive? It's just more like calculated. The decision making is different. I don't know if are you following me with this, Sylvia?
Absolutely. And also I can attest to it. I used to live in Germany, which is completely the opposite of any Latin American mentality in a lot of ways. It's very precise, very calculated, and not necessarily in a wrong way. It's just very different. And when moving, and I think it's again setting expectations. When moving abroad, you might want to consider if that mentality is for you.
100%.
Like, had I considered or had I known like that profoundly, and we moved to Stuttgart in Germany, which is it's the coldest, like coldest in human connections. Had I known how they are, I probably would have never made the decision to move to that area because it's not like me, and it was super hard for me to live there.
Nobody would say hi. You go to.
They say hi. They say like hi, and then that's it. So even if like you go to the playground with your kids. My kids were really young at that time. My son was 2 months old and my daughter was 2 years old. So they were really little. I was with them the whole day. And I would go to the playground, and there comes another mom with another kid. We say hi, and then I ask a question about how old the kid is, like something very innocent. And she answers in a one-word sentence. And then maybe I ask, oh, and it's your only child. Does she have siblings? And then she would probably answer again with a very short answer. But if I ask the third question, same simplicity, nothing profound, they would pack up and leave from the place.
No way.
Yes.
No way.
Like you wouldn't imagine, like the coldest people on earth. The only people I hang out there were other immigrants like me. I had really amazing Turkish friends from Bulgaria, other Hungarian friends, but they're so close, but not because of us. They're like this with each other as well. So no, and this is something you might want to consider. And if you love your privacy, and if you like things to be done straight, well, according to process, then the Riviera Maya maybe is not for you. Also, if you're craving for the 4 seasons, if you want summer, winter, autumn, and fall, and you want mountains, and sometimes you want snow, the Riviera Maya is not for you. You're not going to find it here. So, having the right expectations of the place where you eventually move to, I think it's one of the key elements. And this is why this scouting trip is so amazing, because we will show you, we will tell you, and we will show you what is and what is not this region. So you can then make an informed decision. And hopefully you fall in love with this as we have, but it is not for everyone. It is not for everyone.
So on my reflection, when it comes to like, at least Latin America, having these social skills, the smile, having a good attitude. Even if you're just driving through border, you're gonna find, Mexican police customs guy smiling. If you smile, you give your paperwork, and you have a good positive attitude, even if you don't speak the language, that transfer. That transfer. People can see you're smiling. People can see you're calm. But if you don't have that, trust me, someone like, let's say, Adriana Vela, who does immigration, she already have a relationship with their immigration officials in Playa del Carmen, in Cancun. Her job is a lot easier for her to do in your behalf, because she brings people almost every day on a regular basis to these immigration offices, and she goes like, "Hey, Jorge, hello, Jorge. Here's paperwork for my customers. Your 3 customers." And Jorge's all like, "Yeah, this is my friend Adriana." Bam, 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 makes it easier. And this happens in Latin America, like in any other place, because she does it on a regular basis. She has built a relationship for years. Who's going to have an easier time, right? It's exactly why you want to sometimes use this service providers that they know what they're doing. The same thing with shipping.
And have the right connections, exactly, right? So same thing with shipping, right? Same thing with shipping. It's like how you know already your way around. You know who to talk to and how to talk to them, because you already have a relationship. You already have a past together, and having these experts are always amazing. So you'll do shipping. Adriana will talk about immigration. We will have someone talking about, her name is Bethany Newman. She will talk about medical, all everything that's related to medical care, hospitals, health insurance. We will also have Miriam Fernandez. She's a real estate and corporate lawyer. So if you're planning to invest into property here or setting up a company, she has all the knowledge. We will also have, who else we have? We'll have Jeff talking about Jeff Natale. We had a live with him yesterday. Please review that live because she's one of those expats who's lived in the area for forever, moving from New York to Playa del Carmen. And he has a book about it, and he's been helping tons of people with their questions when they first arrive to the region. I'm missing someone. Who am I missing, Pablo?
We have the real estate because of
Yes.
Chiriboga. Actually had different real estate agents for different areas because this scouting trip covers different cities: Cancun, Tulum, Playa del Carmen, Akumal, and Cozumel. Am I missing one? We're not covering Puerto Morelos, I think.
No, it would be amazing to edit, but then we have to add another day because we're already doing 5 or 6 locations in 5 days. So we're doing such a full program. But Puerto Morelos, I love. So yeah, maybe we'll figure out how it's possible. Maybe we do like an optional evening little excursion, just gather people and hop over. We'll see. We'll see if that's better.
Yeah.
It maps out. But it's a beautiful place there too.
So on day number 1, because I want to cover a little bit of what we're doing on this scouting trip. So it's actually 5 days. I'm putting that up here. And we're doing a scouting trip for you to learn more about and experience Mexico with the eyes and with the lens of I'm going to move to Mexico. So to day number 1, we're gonna be doing a walking tour in Playa del Carmen. We're gonna cover Fifth Avenue, talk a little bit about options, real estate, and so on. And we're gonna have a welcome seminar. This welcome seminar that we were talking is we're gonna have a group of experts. We're all gonna get together. We're gonna talk about immigration, shipping, real estate, taxes, insurance, and many other topics. The decision making about picking Riviera Maya. You're gonna get to meet us, and these experts are gonna also join us in the other days, so you can have more time, ask more questions, and get to know them a little bit better. And we're gonna end up with a Mexican buffet dinner and do networking. And I think the networking is also very important. The networking with experts, but also the networking with people that are going through the same journey as you are. Just getting yourself your new circle in another country is also very important. Let's go to day number 2.
Let's go to day number 2, where we go to Puerto Aventuras and Playa Car. These are gated communities where a lot of people decide to live, specifically when they first come, and then a lot of them would decide to stay in these areas. Why? Because they're beautiful. They're really nice. They're big. All of them are smaller village sizes. They have schools inside. They have markets inside. They have shops inside. They have all kinds of things that makes your life fulfilled. Golf course. They have a beach. All of these. And you can actually just live your really cool beach life, driving around your golf cart within the region, within these areas. And there's housing. There are all kinds of housing options, from the smaller apartments, 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, to full massive houses of 17 rooms and a pool and a massage place and a movie theater within the house. It's actually owned by one of my friends. And so there's options for everyone in all of these areas, and we would love to show it to you, because a lot of people feel really good living in these locations. So that's going to be our day number 2. And then on day number 2, we're going to be cooking our own food. We're going to have a cooking class with one of the best chefs around the region. This chef, Emmeline was talking about this. Emmeline Trajan, she's our friend, and she's also a part of our team with her company, Mexic Adventures. She's the one organizing all the transportations and the excursions and everything that makes this trip sort of spicy in a way. So on that day, she organized this chef, and she's saying that this chef has been cooking for the Mexican embassies around the globe because he's so
It's
good. So
amazing.
yeah, so we're going to cook with them, and of course we're gonna taste mezcal and tequila. So that's a must when you're here in Mexico. So that's our day number two.
Day number three, I think, is one of my favorites for a couple of different reasons. First, want to explore different cities from large, Cancun, which is over 1 million people, Playa del Carmen, 300 to half a million.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then we also have Tulum and Akumal. And I do like to experience life in a place where I can say hi to my neighbor, get to meet people. That's the way I am. I'm a people's person. So this is smaller cities, which is gorgeous, beautiful ocean, beautiful beach, and it's eco. It's kind of like it. It's got this vibe, eco. It's eco-friendly. Akumal. You have the turtles. There is a reserve with turtles diving. So it's the type of area that I'd be interested in if I'm moving to a region like this. Smaller towns, uh, Tulum and Cancun. On this day, we're going to be doing the Adventure Day, which is ATVs. If you're into ATVs, cenotes, zipline, we're going to be having a lot of activities. We're gonna explore the place with the lens of, let's take a look at a little bit of real estate on these areas, but also we're gonna be having a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a jungle day. It'll be nice. It'll be nice. And then day number four, we're going over to an island that's called Cozumel. It's a quick 40-minute ferry ride from Playa del Carmen, from our main location. This is where we recommend people to book their hotels. We've put together an ultimate guide that has all the information for those that have already signed up, with hotel recommendations and locations and meeting points and a detailed itinerary. So we're going over to Cozumel, which is a beautiful island. It still has an inhabitants of about 100,000 or a little over. It's a very walkable town,
Mhm.
Quetzalcoatl, in Cozumel. It's really pretty. It's a place that I had fallen in love with beginning of 2000s, a long time ago. This is why I ended up here. Actually, it was first Cozumel. And basically, if you're into water sport, if you're into the ocean in any ways, then you'll love that day because we're boarding a catamaran. As soon as we get to Cozumel, we're gonna stay straight board a catamaran. We're gonna sail around the island. We're gonna have drinks and food on board. There will be the possibility of snorkeling, and we'll have an amazing real estate broker, an agency on board that will help us with all the information about how is it to live on the island, what it takes, what is it that you have to consider from a living perspective, not only prices but also, like, what is island life like. There is a huge expat community. They're really happy always when I see them. They actually have a business network community, and you're familiar with Amexmet because you came to our gala. There is
Huh?
actually Amexme, which is a Mexican female enterprises or entrepreneurs association, and they have a chapter in Cozumel. So Cozumel is doing business too. So it's not only like, like beach life and nothing and diving and snorkeling, of course, but it's a vivid city. It's lively and it's nice. And it's nice.
It's a very nice. It's a very nice. It feels like relaxed. You have the ferry in and out. What, every hour maybe?
Every hour. Mhm.
Every hour
Every
they have
hour.
a ferry in and out. I don't know how they get cars into the island. They have to have another
There's
type of ferry.
another one. I've done that too. There's another ferry where you can actually take your car over to the island. Um,
Hmm.
it's basically a bigger ferry. You park your car underneath, and then you go upstairs and travel. It's a little longer and a little longer waiting, but if you're there for more days, then it's absolutely a good
You want to
thing.
bring your car.
You know why? Because it's beautiful to actually drive around the island. The other side of it is completely pristine. There's no life. I mean, there's no life. There is life, but there is no living communities. There are some small little restaurants, hidden places. and amazing beaches on the other side with the turtle activities that I love so
I want to
much.
do that. I want to go in. Like last time I was there, I rented a motorcycle, and it was fine, but it was only for like a day.
Yeah, no.
Stay one night. But I mean, I want to explore. That's the type of town I like. Small
Yeah, no.
town, explore
And
a
right
little,
now, and right now
boutique
is
hotel.
Yeah, and right now there is a beautiful boutique hotel. There's one. It's a beautiful boutique hotel on that other. They actually call it the other side. That's the official name of the
Okay.
outer side of the island that faces the Atlantic Ocean and not Playa del Carmen. They call it the other side. And there's one boutique hotel right on the beach. Beautiful, amazing. And right now it's the turtle hatching season. So it's like a heartwarming activity that I cannot wait to do again. Yeah, absolutely. It's a
Wow,
nice
that's
one.
amazing. And
Yeah.
day number 5. Before we go into day number 5, I want to remind you during this month we have a promotion, $150 off if you type in the signing for Mexico one, $150 off off discount. And if you are two, you want to bring your couple, wife, or husband, you can type Mexico two and get a $250 discount. And the link to sign in will be on the description at the ExpatSi. Here we go. Put it in there. ExpatSi website, expat-si.com. So day number 5, we're gonna go to the largest city where we have the international airport. We have connectivity like to many different cities in the U.S., Canada, and Europe, and also to connectivity to Latin America, direct flights, and other places in Mexico as well. So it's a hub of connectivity, largest city where you can find anything you can think of, including Costco, including a big market. Where actually that day we're gonna do a market tour. We're gonna shop like a local. So I think it's a very good experience when you're coming to this area, getting to know your options, what's available, what's not available. Maybe you don't have to ship anything. You can just buy everything in Cancun because there is anything you can think of. But if you need to ship something, you can call me. I'm here.
You know, it's so interesting. Sorry to drop it in here, but we've moved
Yeah.
5 years ago and we didn't ship anything. We just got the stuff. We actually purchased the house that had everything from the first spoon to the last refrigerator and a bike, all the furniture that you might need. And after 5 years, there's 5 items that I still crave and miss from
Oh,
home that I cannot pack in a suitcase and cannot bring it with me. And every time I go home, like I went this month, this July, I was crying to leave those things behind
tell me
again.
what. Tell me what. What
I'll
are those
send you
items?
pictures. They're two small armchairs that I love. They were custom made for me based
Oh,
on yeah. So it's not something you can buy. They were custom made for my room at home. There's a beautiful mirror that I love, and there's a few lamps that I love. Emotional, like these are the things you might want to consider when you move stuff abroad. Like, what are those things that will emotionally make you feel home if you have them in your house? Ship those because you will not be able to find them. So, yeah, I was crying when I had to leave those behind this time around as well.
yeah, maybe one day we end up shipping those things down. Who
Maybe.
knows?
Yeah. Well, if you do shipments from Hungary to Mexico, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. So we are about to finish. It's been almost 40 minutes. So the
Yeah.
last thing we want to say is invite you again. We want to see you. We're gonna get to meet you. We are doing a scouting trip, October 27th to the 31st. That's 5 days right before Dia de los Muertos, which is a big event in Mexico, where we're going to be doing these 5 days of different activities from the lens of someone that is looking to move. We want to explore real estate. We want to talk about immigration. We want to talk about shipping. We want to talk about the decision making, and if it's good for you or your family. We talk about a lot of different things. Maybe Mexico is not for you. This is a way for you to discover. Is it for you? Um, and we wanna get to see you. We wanna get to meet you. We wanna be there. Yeah, looking forward.
Absolutely. And yes, thank you for putting up the special promo codes again, Paulo. We have Mexico 1 for a single person for a discount of $150 and the 250 US dollars discount for couples until the end of the week. So 31st of August, these promo codes are still valid. You still have a few days to decide and take advantage of this promotion, which is amazing. But yeah, very much looking forward to this trip. Bye.